Mamo Kaba Emrachin is so politics avenue. Political stories are training book is making headlines in Jimbre and ADB Exum, a while see Nidium Young Braximu and the AD Kanya. Now, why memoir, subscribe, Emami, share, now for France answer into me and Kabi. And Idiom Yamo Raying Simu. Now, Kennedy a Japan. Many Missusi and say Ebeya and Capapano and Ka Amwadin Hodia, Konoa and Casa Entini Party. A Kamiako say MPP Kukudam, Nina, Ekasa, Editia, Papano. Duduna and Etime declare support Eddie Ama Dr. Bawumia. Na Honorable Oseche M.Bonsu. And so Etime Edna no Atumbi. Na the working now they say MPP Amayukono in here Ubia were internationally recognized, were internationally respected person. And to say Pobi Eddie Amayukono Ashanisa, Se Franca Tuninia, any other Dr. Bawumia, or no, any we are seeing in Timia Papano at Tum, say Papano, were credible enough, say Ubitini Eddie Edomani. Waiting in Samako do we pray, Papano Etimi Ekafa, a year MPP flag bearership na ho ebehia se meno mienu iko nikuti papa no enu masem yipa aha eji a politics avenue.
You disagree?
You are saying so.
I'm asking whether you disagree with what I just said.
Action speaks louder than words.
What are the actions? What actions?
You are old enough to remember the lyrics of Jimmy Cliff.
Yes.
Right? Action speaks louder than words. Don't be deceived by fancy talkers. Thank you.
Can you Japan is a fancy talker?
I've not said so. I'm just playing back the music of Jimmy Cliff to us.
But you don't.
When you go back to the studio, please play it for me.
I will. But you don't dispute that he has a very strong affinity with the base of the party, the grassroots.
Who is the look? If we're talking about a grassroots, I'm a grassroots man. I started with this party in 1992.
You may have started there, but you're an establishment. You represent the establishment.
And I represent the grassroots as well.
Yeah, but that's where you started. If
I were disconnected with my grassroots at Swami, I couldn't have, on 7 consecutive occasions, been their representative. I'm a grassroots person. Mm. Yes. I don't dispute the fact that he may also have his own connection with the grassroots. After all, he also contested 6 times his constituency, right? When he left, he surrendered the seat to the NDC.
But your comparison...
When I left, as I maintained the seat for the MPP.
Yes, but your...
So in terms of grassroots connect, let's overhype our strength. Don't let anybody over-exaggerate his strength. Action, as I've told you, speaks louder than words. I don't listen to fancy talkers. I'm not saying he's a fancy talker. I'm saying I don't listen to fancy talkers. Let's get down there.
Akroma.
This is the 3rd time I should say to you, thou sayest.
I want to return to the conference and something related.
Right.
Which is your decision to abolish the so-called superdelegates. By your constitution, it's the special delegates Congress. And I want to take you back to 2007. I was in Best of Ghana covering, and you were there too.
Yes.
And on the back of the Akroma, you decided to introduce this measure to try and deal with the Akroma. So wherever you have a field of more than 5 people, you have your special delegates who convene to shortlist. Now, that was
2009.
2000, that's when you went to the conference.
Yes.
But I'm talking about the trigger for that was 2007. What happened at the University of Ghana?
Yes, yes.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So the 2007 was the reason why 2009 became necessary.
Right.
Yes. But you decided now to go back to what used to be. Now, even if it's 20 people, from what I understand, the outcome of Saturday, they all go to one primary, elected by everybody else.
Yes.
What has changed? First of all, do you agree with the majority?
Personally, I don't.
You don't, okay.
Yes. You see, in 2009, I, as the main proponent of that amendment, proposed that the number should even be 3. And the reason why we made that proposal was that, you see, in any political party, you have three strands. In a political party, we may have the hawks, we may have the conservatives, then we may have the moderates. So in any political party, you have these three segments. I wanted our discourse in the party to really relate to these matters so that we move away from personality cults building in the party. Unfortunately, when it came to effecting the amendment, on the spur of the moment, Dan Boche, who at the time was that the General Secretary? I think he had left the seat. He was the one who started the momentum. Oh, let me associate myself with my chairman, my regional chairman. He was the one who started the movement to go against that proposal and rather increase it to 5, which is what found expression in the Constitution. Today, people are saying, oh, let's do away with it. In principle, I disagree. And I thought that if we are going back, then there's no need to now say that, oh, then if nobody out of maybe the number garners more than 50 plus 1, then we do a second round involving the first 2. In that regard, then we'll say that the first past post. If you're allowing for as many as possible to enter the fray, it's going to be a prodigal waste of our time. And the most popular at the time who emerges then should be the person to be crowned. You don't want a situation where somebody garners about 45%, somebody is in a distant second, garners about 10%, the rest of them are struggling to have 2-3%, and they all come together to undo the one who has the popularity. They gang up against him.
Because he didn't cross 50.
Because he didn't cross 50. I disagree with that. I disagree. But of course, it's the decision of the party. It's attracted, should I say, consensual approval. So I should stick by it for the time being. But in principle, I disagree. But that is the decision of the party.
But that then poses a significant hurdle now for Dr. Bawumia, because he now must necessarily get 50 plus 1 and cross it.
Yes, that's it.
And the larger the field, the more difficult it is to do that, because everybody else is going to take 100 votes here.
Yes. That's the point.
Does that worry you that it may pose a challenge for him?
Oh, I don't. You
think he has what it takes?
I don't blink an eye over that. I think that he has what it takes
to cross 50 plus 1, regardless of how many people join the race. As I said,
he's a man of the moment, and regardless of whatever anybody does, I believe that he will still emerge. I want a situation where he'll be able to garner more than the percentage he garnered the previous time, and perhaps attain close to about 70%. If he does that, uniting the party behind him will not be difficult.
If he doesn't?
If he doesn't and wins by the 50 plus 1 that we are even talking about.
Barely crosses the line.
Yes. Then it gives the impression that, oh, he's not carrying the entire party behind him. Right.
He needs an Akuffo victory. That kind of very emphatic.
Very emphatic victory.
But you know, knowing the party that you know, and what I observe from our side, that the current arrangement, the quality and strength of the people in the race, it seems highly unlikely that he gets 70%. Highly unlikely that he even gets 55%. Because this is a man that when he was a vice president, with all the resources, the state machinery, everything, that the incumbent president has endorsed him, he still struggled to reach 60, 70.
Did he?
He didn't get 70.
No, I'm saying, did the incumbent president at the time endorse him?
Well,
did he?
He had his tacit support. He did definitely. I mean, it was a no.
I'm just
tell
asking.
me, did Akuffo support him then?
Well, you are saying, you are putting.
I'm asking you. I mean, I'll answer.
You made a definitive statement. That's why I'm asking you.
Well, I'm rephrasing now. Having given me that answer, which possibly shows that I may be wrong, did Akuffo support him last year?
He was the president and he was his vice president.
So did he support him?
I want to believe so, but it's difficult for me to really state that case. I want to believe.
Well, what's difficult about it? You were Minister for Parliamentary Affairs.
Yes, he never told me that. He never told me that. And he never told this at Cabinet. At Cabinet, he was always insistent that anybody who emerged victorious he was going to support.
Yeah.
And he didn't say so on one occasion. On at least the meetings that I attended, because there were a couple of meetings in the election year that I couldn't attend because of our schedule in Parliament. But those ones that I attended, on at least 4 different occasions, he made this statement.
So we can then say that in the primary, the vice president then did not have the explicit support of his boss, Akuffo.
I'm saying that, as far as I'm concerned, he didn't make that statement at cabinet.
But
cabinet decisions should not, or discussions should not be brought out here. Normally we have what we call political discussions after cabinet. Those ones, we don't swear any oath of secrecy. Is the reason why I'm telling you this, because it was outside the strict cabinet confines, that at those meetings, he never
expresses a preference for him.
Yes,
or
that
against
anyone who emerges victorious will be the person.
You know, the back to his phrase that he used, actions speak louder. In his actions, did he support?
And that's why I'm saying that it's difficult for me to see, because, look, in Ashanti region, I was one of the people who were in charge of mobilizing funds for Dr. Bawumia. We succeeded in getting what we wanted to get and had excess liquidity. And then we then decided to use what we garnered to support his effort in Western North, Bono, Ahafo, Bono East. I know what we went through.
Where did you go to?
No, I'm talking about garnering resources to support Bawumia. So when people make those statements as you have just made, that Akuffo supported him, he used government machinery to support him, I struggle a bit.
But you also can't tell me if he didn't.
That is why I'm saying that me as an individual, he never said so to me. And I was close to Akuffo. In my private conversations with him, he never said so. He insisted that whoever emerged victorious, you support him. Right? And so, as far as I'm concerned, he was even-handed. But, as I've said, everything considered, he, at the time, was the president. He was his vice president. And they had worked closely together. So maybe if between he and him, he supported him, that one, I cannot tell. But to the best of my knowledge, right, in the lead up to the primaries, whatever we're able to mobilize, we did it on our own.
Yeah.
But
for you,
maybe he, on my blind side, and I will not pretend to be closer to Akuffo than his own vice president.
But let me ask you about now.
Yes.
In fact, it was Arthur Kennedy who said on my show once, very recently, that he can see on authority that Akuffo has expressly, even if he had any support for him, said he's never going to support Bawumia going forward. Is that true?
But the person who told you is the person that you have asked.
Well, I'm asking because you're close to him.
No. You said Arthur Kennedy it was who told you that.
Who said it on my show on PMX.
And then you asked him, what's your evidence?
Well, yes, he says he is, what he knows from the party and from those close to Akuffo. Is that true, though?
Well, from what I know in the party, I would say that Akuffo has not made that open declaration anywhere.
Has his action shown that he doesn't?
Well, I've heard that people have said that he has said somewhere that he's not going to support him. But if you ask me whether I have evidence to that effect, I'll not be able to produce that. So and that is why I'm asking you, the person who had the courage to tell you that, you should have put him on the carpet, produce the evidence. I mean, and now you leave him and you are coming to ask me that I should show evidence.
But you've just made the point that this is chatter within the part that you've also heard. This is conversation with the part that you've also heard, that he said it somewhere.
Well, I've heard from some birds who have whispered in my ears.
That he said somewhere.
That he said somewhere, and those of them I wouldn't even say secondary or third-party sources, perhaps fourth-party sources. That is difficult to really...
And those of them, you were making a point, how did you hear? What did he say exactly?
Well, they said, oh, they have heard through some third parties that Akuffo has said that he's not going to support him. Fair and fine. I have not heard. But we'll take it like that. The man is his own man. He has decided to contest. And in 2008, rumors were rife that Akuffo, the then president, had committed to supporting Alan Kyei. Akuffo, a cabinet minister, hesitated. He was on his own. And yet, even when Akuffo was the president, and as we're told, supported the bid of Kyei with his position as president, Alan didn't win. Akuffo won it. Akuffo is no longer the president anyway. So if it is true, I don't want to believe that it is true. But if it is true, like he walked through fire and won, Bawumia can also walk through fire and win.
With or without his...
With or without. But I don't want to believe that it is true. I don't want to believe that what people are saying out there is true.
Let's talk about another former president, John Akuffo. You were instrumental, from what I hear, in reaching out to him recently on the back of the reports that we saw in the video that we watched. How did that go?
My encounter with him, with President Akuffo.
Yes.
Well, we had several meetings, and his concern has always been how to unite the party. And especially after our, most improbable performance, he is very concerned that we get it right this time and unite behind whoever we choose to be the leader and move forward in unison. That's been his concern, and that we should also confine ourselves to the principles and ideologies of the party. We should stand out amongst others as the party of, business people, as the party of the academicians, as the party of the ordinary people, right? Don't forget, Buzia was touted as Nkrasifu Abai, right? So he is urging us to really reaffirm our belief in the party's ideology and reposition ourselves. So generally, that's been his sing-song.
And did he really feel pain that he may have been sidelined, as was reported, and we had him at least articulate?
Not that I know of, but you see, if a person says that I want to be involved in as many of the business of the party as possible, right? You must make that distinction between the person saying that I've been neglected, right? In any event, when we asked some people to engage him, including his own grandson, Dr. Matthew Pokut-Prempe, Irene Toshi, the immediate past administrator of the Common Fund,
Katie
Hammond, and who else? I think it's Siema, former Minister for Transport, to engage him. He refuted that claim that no, that was not the position that he was really advocating, even though he wants to be involved. He thinks that now he is capable of, being. So I think we don't have the full complement, and you may see.
But I'm asking about what you know now.
Yes.
What you know now.
Yes.
Are those who have already declared that they will be running?
Who has declared?
Kennedy Pon has declared that his intention to run.
Yes.
Brian Champon has declared his intention to run.
Yes.
Educhum has declared his intention to run.
Yes.
Kennedy Japan, I just passed by his campaign office with his huge billboard for president.
Yes.
Yeah, he's declared that he will run.
You mentioned Kennedy.
I'm sorry, Kwabena Japan.
Okay.
I am saying Kwabena Jupon just passed by his campaign office.
Okay.
Just by the roadside on the ring road.
Yeah.
So he has also declared his intention to run. Among the 5 I just mentioned, you must have done by now analysis. If that's all you have,
yes,
holding the rest constant, because you don't know that.
yes,
You must now know who is going to be your biggest threat and how you strategize to outweigh it.
not necessarily.
So you haven't done that analysis?
No, we'll be doing it, but it's cyclical, you know, and on daily basis maybe you'll be running through it. Why? Because you see, in 1998, the last person to declare his intent to contest, President Akuffo was in the race already, but the last to declare his intent to contest was Akuffo. He placed second. Others had declared earlier on that they were going to contest, but when the whistle got blown, right, the others fell by the roadside, and Akuffo emerged as you know, the second person. He was the runner-up to Akuffo, and that is why I think that we should tarry a while. That is not to write anybody off. No, certainly not. If you are a strategist, you are looking at whoever is emerging, his strengths and weaknesses, and you also assess your own position, what are your own strengths.
But you've done an assessment already, the strengths and weaknesses of those who have already declared?
Well, to a large measure.
And you're confident that your man still holds the upper hand?
By the grace of God.
In spite of Ken's very strong popularity among the base of the party, the
I see. I see.
Of the party.
Well, you are saying so.
Nti we en sama horo timi course watch na no so mam na wase so jemre e wo ha da se ni so ba den dia dum bi edomia ne ya yen san hweman na yen fa de chi si ensan enso